Okay, well, where are we at? Um, well, look at this. Here is a Trump rally. Okay, this is what a Trump crowd looks like. This is a popular person, and after uh, whatever happened that I can't talk about, January 8th. Okay, he's not going to the inauguration. I wonder why. There's a reason for that. I can't say. Um, let's see. The 750 million great American patriots who voted for me, America First, and Make America Great Again, will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly or in any way, shape, or form. Let's see what else we have here. I'm asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful, no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. I suppose once in a while we can. I've got a bug up my ass today, so please support I don't know, Obama federalized many of these people. Please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement again. And then he's saying it again. And then I've got to stay informed that it's a claim that's been disputed, but then maybe that claim has been disputed too. I mean, it's just, I can't even handle it. So this portion of Twitter is just still, gosh, I mean, people do have discernment and they do have brains. Now, I don't know. I'm beginning to think, maybe some of these millennials out there, I think the Gen Xers are still thinking. Some are anyway, that if they're not all stoned out. But I mean, people do have the ability to think and make up their own. If they see something that just doesn't sounds like, well, I don't, like, I can't believe it. Just like with this Eli Lilly talking about giving out free insulin. It's kind of like, if I saw that, I would say, okay, something's not right. And then I do some more research. If I'm online, I'm going to do research. And if I'm on Twitter, I have to be online, right? I'm going to say, that doesn't sound right. This sounds like a joke. And then, this happens a lot on these platforms where someone pretends to be that real person, and it happens on YouTube. To a lot of YouTubers, and you look at it and it's like, this is fake. People are they're not thinking anymore. All right. So I don't need someone to tell me who disputed it. What, CNN? That has connections to the CIA? Even Mexico uses voter ID. Okay, so there's a problem with all this. You have to show ID in the state of Wisconsin, which is pretty basic. But if I wanted to, what was set up during the PAN fake PAN thing, in Wisconsin, you didn't have to have a witness or proof of an ID because that was an exemption made for a special situation because there was a state of emergency in the state of Wisconsin, which is still being called here. We're still in some sort of a state of emergency. If I look up the temperature on a website, I'm getting the fake, you know what, information. And like, even like this shit's still under emergency use authorization. I can't even talk about it. I can't talk about it. I'm in the United States of America, for fuck's sake. So this stuff is still up here. And then, so like, where is he now, right? Let's look on Truth Social. Okay. Like, where is Trump, though? I'm sorry. I'm trying to find this. 3 hours ago. Unfortunately, we're still talking about stuff that never happened from like 7 years ago. It's almost like you just want to say, okay, uncle, I've had enough. I can't even look at this shit anymore. Okay, so Truth Social is good, but it's not the same. But I would say my advice to Trump would be to, oh, by the way, one person is following me on Truth Social. Because someone told me that when I read a study, like a medical study, documentation, and that, I was citing something, I said, look, what you're saying, and just because you have experience on how to read medical terminology doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. I'm like, if you can read what something is, and you understand it, and you comprehend it, it had something to do with the fake, what again, and the fake. Yeah. Or some fake study. If someone says studies show A, B, C, D, E, okay, well, what study? Where is it? Where can I find it? Can I read it? So I think Trump should come back. I'm just looking up some other shit right now. Will Trump come back to Twitter? Well, I don't think he's decided yet, but he needs to do it, especially since he's announced, right? So now I need, by the way, I need Newsweek to fact check for me. Look, I am still looking for information about the 2022 election cycle in the state of Wisconsin, and I can't access it on Open Secrets or anywhere. It just puts me to a local television station, and then I wouldn't even bother clicking on it. All it wants to do is give me a video saying, so far the two candidates together have spent more than X amount of dollars. And you're like, okay, that's because I believe that the Republican Party pumped money into the campaign of the Democrat governor here, who's only been here for a few years, and he sucks. He doesn't belong there, So his lieutenant governor was running against Ron Johnson, and somehow Ron Johnson won the state of Wisconsin by like 100,000 votes or something like that. Are you guys even following me? And that I'm not even following myself. I can't even get into it. Okay. Or a couple, like I think it's 100,000 or something. Yet. Okay. It's sort of like Ron Johnson wins over this Mandela Barnes guy who just was running on race. He said, I'm the other Mandela. Well, okay. And then he just ran this really negative campaign to try to beat Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson, at first they were going to give it to this Mandela guy. Ron Johnson throws a hissy fit, and suddenly the final numbers for the governor's race come out, and it's pretty much the amount that Ron won on, okay, is close to the same amount that the current governor won on. You get it? Like the Dem governor won, X amount of votes, maybe 100,000 more, something like that. These numbers, I don't trust these numbers. I don't even think 1 million people went out and voted. I really don't. Or, a couple mil went out and voted. Like a quarter of the population actually went out and voted. I don't think so. But then you have all this mail-in ballot shit. So I get all this shit coming to me. All I have to do is fill out a form and send it in, and I can get ballots. For this address, there are about 5 people voting here right now. So I could do that mail-in. I can't do that in person. So I think it should be mandatory in person unless you can get a note, months in advance. If you're that sick, then you would have a physician, right, that would be helping you. Like I was taking care of someone who was actually in hospice, and her doctor had to fill out a form. This was like 20 years ago, okay? Had to fill out a form, and then they mailed her a ballot, and she filled it out. And then we mail, she had me mail it for her, okay? Because she didn't even trust her own family. That's how bad it is here. So when I went, there had to be signature verification. And I had to show my driver's license, which clearly they could see it was me. But when I went to sign, it just, like my hands were freezing. I was outside for like about an hour and 10. And then I was inside waiting for another like 15, 20. I get in there. I have to sign this thing. That was to register. But it's like it's on a computer. It's on like a touch screen. And my hands were so cold, it wasn't going through. And I kept touching it. And they're saying, well, it's not working. Touched it again, it's not working. Touched it again, it's not working. I think it must have been the 5th or 6th time. And then they said, just do anything. They were in a hurry to get home. They were really crabby. They weren't nice. They weren't helpful. They were wearing masks, for fuck's sake. They were the only ones that were. I mean, they still believe this shit? Come on. And, I touched it, and it's like a little line went there. They said, that's fine. I said, a line? I could make an X here. Oh, yeah, yep. So really, I mean, it's like, it's so easy. What if they gave one of these little iPads to someone to take home, and they did that a bunch of times? So-and-so voted. It's too easy. And that's why I can't find the numbers, and it doesn't make sense. The governor is so far to the left. His lieutenant governor ran. Think about this for a moment. The black lieutenant governor of the governor ran for Senate. He received so much support. I think the signs are still up all over my neighborhood. They are driving me crazy. Even on the hiking trail, the left groups, the Vote FRAUD groups, had signs. I took them. You know what? I don't care. probably not a good idea running through the woods like that. I just took them, found an alley, and deposited them in somebody's trash. I did. I'm sorry. It's not the first time I've done it. I get pissed off. I blow my stack at the end of one of these cycles. I really do. I'm like, look, this is a county run trail. This is owned by people who live here. I'm not going to have your fucking propaganda because I didn't do it until I picked up the sign to see that it was a political action committee that's funded by leftists, because I looked it up on the computer because I've seen these signs all over the central city. And they get these people so riled up. Then I go to the grocery store. Okay, so that was on the 8th. So I think on the 16th, I go to the grocery store and I'm like, holy fucking shit. This is the worst I've ever seen a food store since I've been born. That, from memory. I'm just like, fact check. NBC News. Based on I don't go to any of those sites ever. Okay. Then they show, here, I'm just looking for information and I get a Saturday Night Live skit. Is this what our country has become? Just a bunch of non-thinking idiots that go to a comedy channel for their news? Of course, you're never going to get back this country if you keep going in that direction. But, okay? But if he can come back on Twitter, keep some of the riled up bullshit on Truth Social, come back on Twitter for certain things, and not go too far, it's going to help him just a hell of a lot. And let's come back. It's disputed, but it's never been settled. It's never been settled. If you have a dispute, you just don't have the person that's sitting at a big chair on top saying, nope, sorry, we don't want to hear your evidence. See ya. And then you've got like half the country going, huh? It's like taking a crap on half the country. Wait. Sleepy Eyes Chuck Todd is so happy with the... I can't say it. If Vice President Mike Pence comes through for us, we will win. Well, Mike Pence didn't. And I stopped following people on Twitter. You think it's like cool and trendy because of what you hear over on the BBC that we like Mike Pence? We never did. I never wanted that guy to be president or to be vice president. Nobody did. We were just like, what? The second I heard that, I went, oh, it's over. When I heard Reince was going to be chief of staff, I said, oh, that's it. Okay. Now, Jan 5, Justice Barrett. Yeah, they confirmed her, right? But under what circumstances? I mean, I knew that was going to happen. She's part of the Federalist Society. Come on, please. Tommy Lahren, I don't like her. Where is Kayleigh McEnany right now, anyway? I think I'll go back and follow her. Why are they stopping the vote count in... Well, this lays a lot of things out, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to get going and... like that really helped anything. I can't. I can't. Um, so anyway, Joe Biden still sucks. Let's go, Brandon. And I guess that's it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.